Hey, welcome back to Gun Stuff. Today we bring you the Robinson Armament Company XCR exchangeable caliber rifle, and the L is for light. So all your 5.56 and those variants, 300 blackout, 7.62 by 39, the smaller cartridge cases. So this is the predecessor to the SCAR. So a few years back, early on in the global war on terror, the 5th Special Operations Group reached out to Robinson Armament to build them a new rifle that was a little more durable, fewer moving pieces, and something that could withstand the harsh environments that they were going to be fighting in over in the Middle East. Up in the mountainous terrain and all these different places that they're going after the bad guys after the 9/11 attacks. But this rifle is a combination of all of our favorite platforms, from the AR, the AK, and the FAL. So they've taken the best parts of all these different rifles and combined them, and they did it ahead of everyone else. So one of the biggest things that they needed was simplicity. This is a very easy rifle to disassemble, clean, and maintain. Has fewer moving parts than most other rifles. Everything on this is ambidextrous. It comes with the Savior highly durable weapons bag, so you can be used as a drag bag or to transport these things. There's going to be able to take a lot of abuse. Starting at the front, we have their 2-port muzzle brake. We have a 16-inch barrel with chambered in this one is chambered in 223 Wild. They also sent a caliber exchange system, and we'll demo that in just a minute. Has the adjustable gas block. It has the monolithic upper, all machined from one piece. It has AR style controls, and the bolt catch for this is on the bottom of the trigger guard. Has a non-reciprocating charging handle that doubles as a forward assist. You just push in on it and you can shove it forward and use this as a forward assist, so it eliminates other moving parts out of the rifle. Has a 2-stage trigger, has a short throw safety selector, has a folding stock with a set screw. The folding stock has 2 buttons on each side. Hit the buttons, adjust it to whatever length you need. Set screw locks it in place if you want to leave it in a certain position, and then the folding stock folds up and locks in place, stays that way so it can be fired from the closed position. It has a folding stock, push button actuated, goes in, locks into position, so it can be fired from this position closed if you're storing it that way, or if you go with the short barrel configuration. Just push up on the button, flip it back with your finger, and it's right back into full-length rifle mode. This rifle is a combination of several different parts. The FAL style parts are going to be your side charging handle, your bolt stop on the bottom here, folding stock. Your AK style parts are mainly your gas and recoil system. This has a very similar to an AK type system with a fully adjustable gas block. And your AR style parts are going to be all of your fire control systems, selectors, triggers, all those different things, so that the gun runs the way that a lot of us have already been trained on. Most of us have been trained on the AR platform, so very familiar with it. But what is completely unique to the Robinson Armament Company is their caliber exchange system. Other rifles and systems have tried to do the same thing with limited success, but this rifle can be changed by taking this bolt out and pulling the barrel and putting in the bolt and barrel for whatever caliber. This is for 7.62 by 39, and then you would use the 7.62 by 39 magazine. But if you're running 300 blackout or something like that, it is quite literally just a barrel change. Very simple to do in the field with just an Allen wrench. Most have tried to do this but have been unsuccessful. They have successfully been able to make this system work. To give you a very quick breakdown of this rifle, to take it down, you'll push in on this button here on the side, push in, that relieves the pressure. Weapon breaks open. From here you can clean everything in the lower. Up here is the part that really resembles the AK style platform. So this is your bolt and operating rod and gas system. All this comes apart, very easy to clean. The bolt itself comes out, so you just only have just a few moving parts. Very easy to take care of. You have a firing pin here. On some caliber exchange systems, you will have to replace the firing pin, but that's very easily done by removing this pin here. and pulling the firing pin out and placing the new one in. The bolt goes back in this position here, sits right back in this cradle. Extremely easy to service in the field. Extremely easy to service in the field. Very easy to take apart and put back together. Goes apart and comes together really quick. For today's overview, we'll be using the new Citron S-Tac with a Leopold mount, and I changed out the grip to an MOE-K just for my preference. First thing we want to do is get a 0 for our 50-200 range. This will just get us in the ballpark, so that way we can stretch out to further ranges later. We'll be using AAC ammunition, 77 grain match, and also wanted to talk about the stock. The stock retracts in and out for length of pull, which you need with a scope, but then also this pulls off. This piece comes off. You can set it to whatever height you choose, and then you just shove it right back on. You can set it down low if you have a lower optic or red dot magnifier combination that meets that, or you can raise it up. So that's how that works. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. One of the things I want to show you is that when I usually shoot suppressed through my gas gun, these last couple rounds in this magazine are usually very dirty. These are still somewhat clean and very easy to be reloaded into another magazine without having to be wiped off or have anything else done to it to clean it to prepare them to shoot for the next time. All right, so we're going to be shooting the XCR at a competition that is going to be a fundraiser for 5th Special Forces Group. So no better place than to put this through its paces. So one of the things I want to show you is this is the magazine from a gas gun, and this is still half full. So about 15 rounds expended. This is the kind of residue that's left on a suppressed gas gun, and this is what's the last round on this magazine for the XCR. So the gas piston system, not kicking all that gas back into the system to operate it, obviously is going to run cooler and a lot cleaner. But let's go ahead and get some training down to get ready for this event. All right, so we got our 0 down for 100 yards. And here are our groups. All right, so those groups are close enough for what we need for today. We'll do some fine tuning, some more dialing in as training progresses for this event. And as usual, you bring all your gear out to the range, you try to set everything up. What do I forget? A sling. So I'm going old school today, and I have had slings and stuff break in competition and out in the field, so I'm just gonna go like this. All right, so we've done several reloads so far. There is a bit of a learning curve on having the bolt catch down here versus being on the side where you would normally slap the side of your AR. So just getting that memory down and realizing and just getting those reps in to release that bolt here. It's faster and it becomes more intuitive, but it's still something that's different. As soon as you get under stress, you know, wanting to revert back to what you've shot a lot. So, but still love the ergonomics of it. Really cool feature. All right, so here we are at the rifle range. I've already done, on accident, I've already done a little bit of torture testing with the rifle. But in the process of setting up targets downrange, 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, and doing a little target maintenance, this thing took a little bounce out of my Jeep, got the doors off, we're cruising through the hills and hollers, and this thing takes a tumble down into a ravine. So went, fetched it, wiped it off, and we're gonna see how it still holds up on the, after being dropped down into a ravine out of a vehicle. All right, so testament to the rifle and the scope, I guess. This thing took a bit of a nasty bounce and zero's still on, so we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of long range testing. All right, so with our basic 100-yard zero, knowing our holdovers, this thing's holding out to about 500 right now. We're hitting on still. We're gonna go ahead and keep on shooting and make sure we get those zeros and those dope adjustments and all that stuff on for the competition. All right, so we're transitioning between 100 and 500 yards back and forth, just using all holdovers at this point because we're not shooting like minute of angle targets out to 500. We're shooting the smaller silhouettes, but still, you know, more than enough for us to put accurate fire. The target I'm shooting at 500 is about the size of my chest plate, I would say. So this thing is holding up rather nicely, very accurate, very durable. So we're really happy with it, and we're going to keep shooting.